I started working when I was in the university, working for, I started working for my friends here and there. And as time goes on, my referral, it grows, it goes. And then, people start meeting me. And then when I finished university, I got into it full time. Right now, I work 2 full-time jobs. I work from home, actually, for the two. So what I want you guys to understand, first of all, is that graphic design gives you some kind of, platform. You enjoy your career. So let's get into today's topic, and which is the value of design. Hope everybody can still hear me.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. So the value of design, that is the topic. There's different kind of perspective that we can pick this topic up from. We can pick it from the consumer perspective. We can bring, but so I'll be talking just briefly on both. I'll be talking on how it relates to the value that as a graphic designer you give to organization. It's a very, 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 very hard topic. So I'm going to go down a little bit. The words I'm going to use, the words I'm going to be using, I don't want it to be ambiguous. I just want something simple and easy so that you guys can understand what I'm saying about. So first of all, value. What is value? What is the worth of something that you can over time, something that is inbuilt in you, or something graphics, as a graphic designer, you should be able to give value. Now, the value that you are giving to organizations, it relates just as the lady that anchored the session said. She said you'll be working on a wide range of things, flyers, branding, wide range of things when you're working for an organization. But it's more than that. I want us graphic designers especially to begin to see ourselves as problem solvers, because when you tell somebody that you're a graphic designer, they believe that, oh, you just design flyers, oh, you design social media posts, oh, you design branding for company, no, but it's more than that. It's more than that. The moment you begin to understand that you are a problem solver, now they call you to come and solve some of their problems. Now, what are these problems? One of the problems that company face is that they don't have brand visibility. When I say brand visibility, I mean that some companies, those little companies that are just going off, those big companies, they want people to know them. They want people to know about their products. They want people to to relate to them in some kind of way. They want people to see their organization and think of certain things, or to see their products and think of certain things. That is where you come in as a graphics designer. That is where you come in. That is where you began to. That is where you come in. That is when you began to give some of the values that you have learned over time, that you have in you, to begin to solve those problems. Now, one of those ways that you solve those problems is, let's say, hey, you can now come down to social media design. You can come down to flyers design. You can come down to social media design. You can come down to branding. You can come down to all kinds of design. But first of all, you have to first realize that you're a problem solver. As a graphics designer, one main priority, forget about the design, forget about what you do. First of all, you have to know it inbuilt, that you are more than a graphic designer. You are a problem solver. So companies, they have problems, just as I said. So you help them to solve this problem. Now, I wrote down here, I said every business and organization, every business organization. Most importantly, I found out that most graphic designers, they've not been able to tie their graphic design to a specific problem that they are solving. let's say I'm a graphic designer, media design. Now, apart from you know, helping brands to, now on the social media sphere, you give them visibility. When I say you give brand visibility, you help them to come up with exciting new posts that consumers or their customers or their clients will be able to see and relate better with them. Hope everybody is following me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So these are some of the things that you do that gives value. Okay, thank you very much. These are some of the things that you do that gives value to your credential as a graphics designer. So like I said, first of all, you're a problem solver. Don't know about that. You're a graphics designer, first of all. Now, I want us to also understand, I wrote some things down here. I said, for businesses, for businesses, for people that are working with, to have, you know, to be able to give them this help them to get more clients. What you do now, I'm tying it down. So let me give us a typical example here. So there is a friend of mine who works in a bank, and so I was telling him the job was so stressful, it was so tedious, it was taking all of his time, and he was a graphic designer. He knows how to design very well. So I was telling him that you can go into graphic design full time, and it will help you in that you have, you know, more time on your hands. You have more time on your hands to help you to grow. You can't combine other things with graphic design and say, oh, I can do it on the side. You have to do it with, you know, all your heart. You have to put in what you've learned. You have to, everything that you learn, you have to consistently put it out for you to begin to give those value. Now, consistency is number one. To become a value giver, you have to be consistent. I hope everybody's getting me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now, to be, I said you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You know. Now, I also want to. I also wrote here. I said, what we do again is that we help clients, we help customers, we help organizations tell their stories. Have you, okay, whenever I'm giving, I have a job, I have a branding job, they don't just tell you the name of the company and they tell you what you are, or let's say, okay, let me just put it this way, a brief. So they don't just give you, give you a brief like that. You have to ask certain questions because you as a graphic designer now, like I said, you are helping to solve a problem. Now you have to tell the client or you have to tell the brand story in a way that is very, very appealing. So we graphic designer, that is also what we do again in giving out value. We tell a story. If you see, let's say, I don't want to give a story of, I don't want to, talk about video. I want to talk about, graphics on its own. So I'm trying to narrow down my example so that you can understand what I'm saying. So if you go on, let's say FCMB Bank Instagram account, you search through their page, you see that they have something. They have stick to a certain font. You will see that they stick to a certain color. You will see that they stick to some certain things so as to consistently tell their stories. I get what I'm saying. So the same thing, that is all what we do again as a graphic designer. We'll continue to pour out value. We'll continue to think of creative ways that we can help, brand, that we can help industries, that we can help clients, to better tell their stories. So one of the things that we do in giving out value is also we tell organization stories, we tell client stories. Sometimes when you see a certain logo, your mind goes to some certain things. So let's say, for instance, the beer drink. There's a beer drink that is called Star. Now, the graphic designer that came up with the branding for that thing must have thought, how am I going to do this thing, that will give some kind of vibe, that will elicit some kind of emotion that should be able to help, the person seeing it to be sticking with this brand. So these are some of the things that we do as graphic designer, that we continue to chalk out value, continue to give value to people that employ, or to people that employ us, to organization, and so on and so forth. And just like I've said before, we also have to be consistent, in chunking out those value. If you want to help a company, if you're helping a startup especially to maybe brand their company, maybe they are coming up with a new product and they tell you, oh, Afiz or Shegun, our name is Bright Yellow Light startup company. We are a tech company. We are based in so and so area. Our vision for this company is that in the next 20 years, we want this company to be, one of the top brands, if not the top brands in Nigeria. Now, it is for you as a problem solver to take all this input. Are you getting me? All this information, put them together, and create a reputable brand for that company. And not only that, so many mistakes that I've seen that company are doing is that they employ a particular designer to design their branding. And after that, they employ another one to be taking care of the social media accounts, to be doing, the regular day-to-day activities that a graphic designer does in a company. So they leave this designer and they jump on this one. And so the consistency with which the person has the information, the consistency that the person used in creating the brand, everything goes down. Sure, you get the next person will not know how to correlate it. The next person will not know, what to do about it. So it's very, very good that when brands, employ a graphic designer, then you should stick to that graphic designer and continue to use them consistently, so that it was able to come up with the branding for the company in the first place will be the same thing that will continue on and on and on and on and on. Although in very, very big organization, what they do is that they have a branding manual. There's something that we call a branding manual or a brand guide that it specify what font to use, it specify what color to use, it specify the kind of logos, typeface, that you are going to use for certain things. It specify the letter heading, specify the complementary card, and all things like that. So as just to make the value that the first graphic designer has done in the first place to keep on going. So these are some of the things. Now, I also want to state that I've seen so many people in this graphic design line bring down their value very, 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 very well. I've seen so many people over time. I say, what do you do? They say, oh, you're a graphic designer. And so over time, I know them as graphic designer, but they tend to not improve. So let's say he designs flyer, he does social media adverts. That is what it's just based on. Now, to continue to chunk out value consistently, maybe you give yourself a 4-month review. When I say 4-month review, I mean in 4 months' time, you'll be reviewing your progress. How have I done? Who have I worked with? Have I done this well? Who have I helped? How has this design helped this company? So these are the questions that you continue to pose to yourself, so that you have what is called introspective reflection. We call something in psychology introspective. This is when you begin to ask yourself certain questions to be able to think on a higher scale, to be able to evaluate yourself much more. So you continue to ask yourself, okay, so for the past 1 year, I've been working, maybe majority of your clients, maybe 80% of them, if you're a freelancer or you're working for a company, you've always been working on social media ad. What other thing can you add to yourself? Because I kid you not, the best thing that you can do for yourself is that you add value, because the value that you add is what you are going to give out to your clients. So I designer. It's just a demonstration. I'm not saying that. Now, the graphic designer, goes to the university, does marketing, or marketing course and spend 4 years, in a university. That designer has a BSc. Then there's another graphic designer that owns me. Now there's another graphic designer that to improve himself over time. When you give this one person, hello, can everybody see me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's wrong with my. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So these are so these are some of the things that you have to value, and the value of graphics design as a whole. So I also want to tell you guys that you can take graphic design as a full-time job, as a full-time people over time telling me that graphic design is not a thing or a career that pays. I've been doing it full time. I've been doing it full time now I've been working on different brands. One thing I would like us to understand is when you are very good at what you do, referral will come. So I have somebody on Twitter design the logo and the person posted it, and from then people have consistently been coming from my Twitter account to ask me, to bring jobs to me, and then I also, got an appointment with the company, and that I work for full time. I'm working 2 places full time, and I work remotely. I work from home. So you can do graphic design full time. These are some of the fears that people are having. They will tell you, oh, graphic design, I cannot do it full time, but you can actually do it full time. But first of all, you have to be. These are the prerequisites to it. Just as there's prerequisite to all the other all careers. So first of all, as a prerequisite, if you want to have graphic design as a full-time career, you have to be on a path of constant development, constant career development. So when I've worked for 1 year, I was asking myself, I said, okay, what can I add to myself that I'll know that, okay, from last year and this year, there's some kind of difference. I've been able to add this one to my skills. I said, okay, let me go into video editing. And so I started learning it. I downloaded After Effects. I went for some class. I paid. You have to pay. I paid for some class, and I told the teacher that I want to know this, and he began to explain. Apart from that, I also asked myself that, okay, this is what you want. Now put your heart into it. So I put my heart. As I was doing graphic design, I was learning the video editing. Now I'm telling you that now I've been able to say I've done some videos for the organization that I've worked with that's pretty good, and that I've also asked myself this question again, that okay, you've added video course, you've added, you know about video now. What other can you add? And then I decided to go into Blender. So I started learning it again. And that is what I'm learning currently. So as a graphic designer, you must continue to improve yourself. It will give you some some kind of leverage in the digital world, knowing that you are when you employ me in your organization, I'm not somebody that sits redundant. I try as much as possible to get involved. This is what is happening. This is what is happening. This is this problem. How can we solve it with my skills, with what I've learned? You know, how can we solve some of these problems? So as a graphic designer, you must continue to ask yourself that question. This is where I am. This is my skills at this moment. I know Corel Draw, you know, Photoshop, you know, After Effects. Then what can I add more? You must continue to be on. You must continue to ask yourself those introspective questions. It will help you to continue to give value to anybody that you are working with. So again, I also like to tell everybody that I've seen graphic designer to bring down, you know, their price. They used to call them 2K designers. Whenever they do some designs, they charge very, 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 very low. And so there's some, in fact, there's some kind of sensitization that I think all graphic designers should have, you know, so that they will not be charging too low. Although when you first start out as a graphic designer, it's expected that you want to, you know, show you want to tell people, oh, this is what I can do. But as time goes on, you should be able to also improve on your price. You don't 70,000 for just a logo, not branding, just logo. And I know somebody that does full branding for almost 100K. So, but the thing is, to be, if you continue to rate yourself, then your price will continue to go high as you add different stuff to your, as you add stuff to yourself, as you inbuilt value. Sometimes you can go as far as you can read books. I have books that I'm reading. Every night I join Twitter space. There's Tola Alabi, there's one of my Oga, I don't know him like real, but when I started graphic designing, he has been a speaker of graphic design. So he has been I've been kind of watching him, see what he does, see how he talks, how he helps people. So Mr. Tola Alabi, he even hosted a Twitter space yesterday that I joined, and we're talking about, you know, some of those things, all these things that as you listen to people that have been on this designing space for a very long time, you began to have an understanding of this is where I want to go to. This is what I want to do. This is not how to go about it. So, guys, today. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
So your network is breaking up. We can't hear you again.
Yes. Wow. Can everybody hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. So I was saying that is some of the things that you will do that will help, you know, that will help you to continue to give out value for your design. We are problem solver in this design, in this industry. we don't just go about helping people design flyers. We have to ask critical questions and go about it very well. So that is what I have for you guys today. I just put down some little short things. I can see that somebody hands is up. Adesola Ibukun. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, that's my presentation to you guys. I can see that if you have any question, you can bring your questions. You can bring your question now.
Much late. I think I did only question after that.
I couldn't get you correctly. I can't hear you. The line is breaking. Can you ask your question again, please?
I said we would have time for questions. Let's ask the second speaker. I would open the floor for everyone to ask their questions. But for now, I have a video I want to see that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah, sorry for that. Um, and this network is not going fine. So maybe after this video, the next speaker will speak. Then after that, we take questions from that.
I'm the professional at the Bincom Dev Center. Bincom Dev Center is a multi-location tech training and development center in Nigeria. And our main objective at Bincom Dev Center is to produce over 1,000 quality tech individuals every year. These people are highly employable, globally attractive, and highly sought after in the tech ecosystem. You ask why, right? Yes, the talents are in high demand in international communities such as the US, UK, these countries have made policies and pathways to enable tech talents. And guess what? Average salaries of software 35,000 per annum. And opportunities inside this. Many tech companies say that you are not right. This is why I started. The program focuses on pillars which are learn skills, gain experience. The program also 2 years, and during this period, training are painful and in-depth curriculum, in-depth tech, and also in development of soft skills required for chapter. Both local and international. This program helps trainees to learn tech skills, experience, and also exposure. People, the tech ecosystem all over the world.
Yes, I had high hopes and expectations while joining the academy. Trust me, believe me, yes, was met beyond my expectations. I saw things I had to say, but I was not in the space of 1 to 3 years. More. My expectation was it's quite a lot. Implements. Coming here, I was thinking just everything. Actually plan some point of plan and Jula also work with the front frameworks like and
The program has various knowledge from some of the technical knowledge tracks include start with Python. We have the tracks with PAP, the front-end track with the DevOps infrastructure track. We have the UI graphics track, and also the software testing and quality assurance track. And apart from technical and sub-programming knowledge track, we also have business knowledge that equally highly paid. Someone in service and product management track starting agile. We have the digital marketing performance marketing track as well. That's interesting, right? Yes. It's a highly intensive program. You need to be able to commit at least 40 hours every week. From regular, which is the $40 hours weekly, 8
So this now. Once my system.
need to have money to be able to apply and be admitted to this program. The total cost of the Bincom Global Program over the 1 to 2 year period is 1.1 million naira. And we have web financing options is the income sharing agreement, which means you the entire program and you only start paying when you start earning income after the program. This means that aside the skills, the experience, and the exposure, the company is for. Bincom.net/global tech and register to launch your global tech career. Thank you.
láti dá ìwò mí ọ̀ bí kíní ṣe ló kọjá kó sun kò kọ̀nẹ́ẹ̀tì ní ìlà kò pọ̀ sókè. Network looking here.
Now, I think the time we start begin. Additional open. Please, can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
Can you
I don't.
We can hear you now.
I'm already know something like already you know one act like you.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Can anyone hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Also, the other person using the additional Bruce name came to me. So he's using my link. That's why he's displaying my name. I'm so sorry for that mix up. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So good evening, everybody. So let me try and start my video. I don't know, maybe at Miss Josephine can help us move to the other additional, like the one having S as the background. Can anybody see me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We can see you.
Let me try and work on the video so that all contrast. So how about now?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, so good evening, everybody. Once again, my name is Adeshola Ibukun, like Ms. Josephine said. So I'm a graphic designer. I work with Bincom. So let me just share a bit of myself. So I started the graphic design journey, I think 3 years ago, probably. So and the journey has been good. It has been, let me say good. It has been good. So we'll be talking about, like, our first speaker has done more of the justice to it. Well, I'll just be taking some utility parts. We'll be talking about the value of design. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Can we see my screen?
Not yet. Okay, yes, we can see it now.
Yes.
Can we see it now?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay, thank you, sir. So talking about the value of design, like our first speaker said, when you talk about value, so I wrote here in my first slide here that the regard that something is said to deserve. So we have to take it from the basis, this so that for people, for prospective designers who are in the meetup or in this event. So for anybody who's trying to make this meeting like a stepping stone or a momentum for them to start their own design journey. So we have to take it from the little. So I wrote that value this regards that the regard that something is aimed to deserve, like the importance, the worth or usefulness of something, like what the important, the benefit of that thing. So we are talking about value of design. So what we are talking about this evening is the benefit of design, like what relevance does design does in our day-to-day activities now. Can't you see my screen?
Yes, we see have your screen.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you see it?
No.
Okay. Call me.
No.
I'm sorry, that's service. Let me try and connect back. I'm so sorry for the delay. Okay, so can we see my screen now?
No.
Can we see my screen now?
Not yet.
What about now? Can you see my screen now?
I see your face, but not the slide.
Okay, you can't see the slide.
Yes, just your face.
Oh, that's serious. That's due to service. Let me try. I think maybe I'll just have to probably go on without sharing the slide because I'm having issues with my network, my system now. So let's just go with me. So like I was saying, the value of design, like the value, like the relevance of design in our day-to-day activities in what we do daily. So like I said the regard as something is here to deserve, the importance, the worth, the usefulness. So that was according to the Oxford Dictionary. So like I said, we have to take it from the basis. When we talk about value, then we have to talk about design also. I believe you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so
I can hear.
I said design is the arrangement, organization, manipulation of content, imagery, and graphic elements into compelling formats for both digital and print medium, blah, blah, blah. So just for this, to cut the long story short, graphic design is, the art of combining text and pictures, from the text, from the font, from the images, from the lines, the little lines, the little spacings, the little color. So the combination of those little elements to bring out digital and print medium, to bring out something visuals that are appealing to the face of consumers, the face of customers there, the face of people there that can appeal to them. That's what design means. So after we talked about value, we talked about design, then we talked about the value. What value does design really give? What value does design has in our day activities? Like I wrote here, I said, it's safe to say we are all aware graphic design is desired in most organizations. In everything we do, mostly everything we do nowadays, we use images, we use images that are easy to capture the eyes of people. So we can't diminish the value of design generally. You can't in any organization. Is it sports? Is it religion? Is it politics? Is it economics? Is it in any organization we can think of? Anything. Design is is the order of the day now. I was telling my dad some months ago that sometimes when I see the design of a church, it will let me know if I will be able to go to their program. Like their design will even let me know if I can go there, because sometimes you see some designers just join colors together in design. You know, the design is not even appealing to you, it's not calling you that come to this program, you'll be blessed. You know, even imagine a fire telling you that you can't be blessed in this, although you don't judge a book by its cover, but imagine a fire telling you that you can't be blessed in this program. So that's how much value design have in our daily activity. You know, without design, some business might not survive. When we look at big brands, big organizations like Apple, like Nike, like Coca-Cola. You know, the difference they have to other brands, to people making sobo, or to making to a company selling clothes, to all those Igbo guys, is their branding, is their design. The design they feed to us day in, day out, like, you know, coming out with new concepts. So that's how much value that design has to us daily. You know, we have to be able to visually communicate our product or service. You know, not just talking now, not just going around talking. Imagine me want to invite you to a program. Okay, about this meetup, we didn't have to go and be shouting around that we're having this. All we have to do is just to create a flyer for the design, for the meetup, and just post on our social media platform to our friends that, okay, this will be happening. You know, we don't have to go and talk. That's just those are the values that design can add to brand, can add to our daily activities. So I wrote here, I said 90% of the information transmitted in the human brain is visual. You know, for everything we do, mostly we human, we tend to process image faster than words. We tend to process image faster than words. We see image faster than words. You know, in some designs, I'm so, I don't know how I'm going to share my screen. I have some. I will try again. I will try as we continue. I have some images here, for examples. You know, there are some design you will see even before the brand people start talking and telling you this, and you already know where they are going. You know, that's the effect. That's how much relevance design can add to your job. So that's how much relevance your design can add to your brand, can add to your organization, and we don't have to take it with a lefty hand. We have to take it seriously. So I'm trying to share my slide again. I'm so sorry for that. So let me see if I can join now. Okay. Okay. Can we see my screen now? Can we see my screen?
Okay.
Can anybody see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
you can see the screen.
Okay, so yeah, as I was saying that 90% of the information transmitted in the human brain is visual. So look at example of this image here. You know, mere looking at the image, you can see that before even reading it, you already know what that image is trying to depict. That okay, he's trying to tell me that I should stay different, don't join the crowd. You know, you can see a group of plants. There's one standing out. Although that's what's written, they always stand out. But before you even read the image, you can see that read the text, because that is what this image, this design is trying to tell me. So that's the value that design can add to our work. That's the how much relevance design has. You know, I wrote it, I said visuals are processed 60,000 times faster than text. That's because those images, you know, we see it faster than seeing words. Even before you read, always stand out. You already see the image. Before you even check other things, you already see the image, you see the difference in color of the flowers, and like, okay, this is what this person is trying to say, this is what this person is trying to communicate to us. Not even, the person is not even there. The owner of the fire is not there, or maybe the owner of the brand is not there, but you can see what that person is trying to say, what the person is trying to communicate to you. That's because the person is making use of images, making use of well used image, combination of lines, text, the font, the images. We can see it very well. So those are the values that are designed, examples of value that design can add to, it brings that audience so quick. Imagine Apple wants to make a new thing and they start taking a car and moving around. No, what they have to do is just create a flyer, create a new image that people can see and understand better. Like a new schema. I just saw that iPhone 14 will be launched out very soon. Apple did not have to come with a new way of doing videos and saying, hey, this is iPhone 14, but they have to come with images because people process image faster than text and just begin to write the spec of iPhone 14. This is what it does. What you have to do is come up with images, with visuals that people will be able to understand better. So moving on further, I'll be talking about, before I can talk about the values that design we add to a brand, we must first of all talk about that design itself. Does that design carry those things? Does it carry those values? Like I said, like I was saying that I was telling my dad that the flyer of a program, of a church program, will let me know if I will attend that program. That's because that design is carrying the value that it's supposed to carry. So before you can talk about a design having value, you must talk about the component of that design. What makes a design good? What makes it capable of carrying those values? So the first thing I write here is innovative. When a design is innovative, not just joining text together, using different type of fonts, making it bogus, making it big for people to see, because you want to communicate with visuals. You now brought big images, big objects that people can't even comprehend. So it should be innovative. People should understand what you are doing. People should see where you are going. It should be a new way of doing things. It might probably not be a new way, but it should be innovative enough for the eyes to see. It should be innovative for the brand you are trying to communicate. That's why we see now Adidas, they make use of the three stripe of their logo. They make use of it very well. The designer, he makes us very well. He uses it intermittently. They change the style just to ensure that the design is carrying that value. So before the design can add value, then it must have some components that makes the design a good one that can carry value. So the second one I said makes a product useful. Before a design can carry the necessary value that it's supposed to carry, it must be useful. Make the product useful. Like imagine, let me show this. Okay, so you can see this third slide. You can see this image of Coca-Cola here. Me looking at this image, you can try and understand what they are trying to say. That okay, this particular thing will fuel my test. I can go there and refuel myself. That's one of the component of a good design. You must show what you are trying to say. It must be useful. Make the product useful. Don't just diminish the product. Imagine they are coming with a Coca-Cola flyer and you see the can that has been turned together, that has been pressed together, and it's not showing the necessary information wanted to show. So number two, it makes a product useful. Number three, I wrote here is aesthetic. Like is art. When you talk about aesthetic, that is what is beautiful, is art. It shows art at its peak. Like example, I so much love this design. It shows art at its peak. Imagine somebody combining a fuel pump and a Coca-Cola bottle coming together. Fuel your thoughts. So it must be aesthetic. It must be a work of art. Number four, it makes a product understandable. Those are components of design. The product you are trying to show to the public, people must be able to understand it. You won't just come with a design that people can understand what you're trying to say. Imagine this flyer now coming like this and me not understanding what this person is saying. Can we still see my screen?
Yes.
You can still see my screen.
Yes.
I think it must have been disconnected.
Yeah, we can see your screen. We can see your screen.
You can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll continue with it then. So like I was saying, the number 4 points, it makes a product understandable. People must be able to understand your products. Products are trying to show to the public. The public must understand it. They must see where you are going. They must see the information you are trying to pass in. Not just Please, if you don't see my screen, you just notify me. If you can't see my screen again,
Okay, we're only seeing your face, not
you
your
can only
slide.
see my face. Yeah, I think I'm having issue with the service again. So let me just go on like that. I will try as much as possible to communicate. So, like I said, makes a product understandable. Those are the components of a good design. The design must be able to make people understand the product you are talking about, let people know what you are trying to pass to them. And the next point I said is honest. That means a good design, a design that will carry value, that will pass value to the public. It must be honest. Like, you are not lying, you are not saying what is not. Imagine Apple coming to us and telling us that they are selling clothes, which they are not selling. So that means that design is not honest. So your design must be honest for every good design that will depict value, that will carry value to the public. And also it must be long lasting. That's one of the comments of design. It must be long lasting, like it must be able to be used and used again. Like, not that maybe it can only be used once, but your design must be long lasting, must be able to keep that longevity. Like, the brand can keep on using it as time goes on. Like, even if you are not using that same design, but the progression the logo to the from the logo to the fonts to the text to the images, people can see the progression there. The next point also, it's unobtrusive, like it's not too big, it's not obstructing the brand. You know, sometimes you see some designs and it's not even capturing the image of the brand. You're just seeing the flyer, you're just seeing the images, you are not seeing the brand. So component of a good design, it must be unobtrusive. It must not be too big that you can't see people can't see what you are trying to say to them. So I move on. It must be environmentally friendly. You know, we have come to the world now that our environment is becoming affected. So in everything we do now, it must be environmentally friendly. Like, for example, there is particular thing I do. They ask that
I think Ibuku is having network problems, or is he still here?
can you still hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Okay, I had issue with my network. So, okay, please, why did I stop? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, why did I stop? Where did you hear me last? Okay, so let me just take it back from environmentally friendly. I think that was the last place I had issue with my network. So, like I was saying, like the design you send out to the public, what to depict the value is, if it is environmentally friendly, it must be environmentally friendly. Like the design, the colors, the text, the font, like to the environment, it must not be an harsh design, harsh color that will affect people's emotions and stuff. Like, example, we can all see the slide I was seeing the other time. It's a green that depicts the name of the brand one. It depicts the color of the brand, and also it's a cool color that when you see it, you are not afraid that, no, what's this? So that's one of the components of a good design. And also, moving on, is thorough down to the last detail. Like, a design must be thorough, must be effective. like even to the last detail, to the little space in it, the little font, the little shape, the little images in it, it must be thorough. It must add some bit of thoroughness to it, be effective in doing it. And to the last point I wrote, involve as little design as possible. Yeah, like I said, as much as images are being processed faster, as much as people see visuals faster, that it doesn't give us the room as a good designer to just make a design bogus, like I said, obtrusive, and add so much images, so much fonts, so much text that people can understand. It must be as little as possible, should involve as little design as possible. So what am I trying to say is that before we can talk about the value of design, like the value which design adds to a particular brand or a particular organization, we must first of all talk about the component of those design. Before you can say the design is adding value, even to the designer itself, because every design we send out there to the public, people will ask who did this, who did that. So before you can even add value to the brand you are talking about and even to yourself, then there must be some component in it that add up, that make it a good design. So that means it should be innovative, it should be aesthetic, it should be honest, it should be thorough down to the last detail. You must have a bit of patience in it, not just because not just for the money alone, but for your image. Like I do tell my friends when they ask me to do designs for them and they say, okay, this is good, or they want this. I say, I would have loved to do this, but for my own image, people might sit and ask who do this, who did this, who did that, who did this. So for my own image, especially, I tell people I can't do this. So we must even be thorough to the last detail so that we don't know, like our first speaker was saying, you don't know which of your work we be seen out there and we bring that recognition from a big brand, what I've been looking for. So in every of the design you must be thorough down to the last detail. You must be as little as possible. Make it honest, make it innovative. Let people understand what they are talking about. Let people see the brand, even from the image alone. Let people see the brand, what they are trying to depict. Are you still with me? Can you see me?
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay, so moving from component of
Yeah.
design of a good design, then we talk about how. Okay, thank you. So we talk about how design add value to brands. How does it even add value? Yeah, we say it has value. Yes, it's true. It has value. How does it add value to it? We've talked about the design itself. Before it add value, the design was first of all be talked about. And we talked about the design itself. So how does that design, that good design that we just did, how does that good logo that we just finished editing, that good flyer, that good banner, that good image, that good website landing page, how that good design, how does it add value to you and even to your customer? So my first point here is that it increased customers interaction. Like, it increased interaction between you and your customer, even without you being there. It increased the interaction. Like people seeing it, they know what we're trying to tell them. Seeing a designer say, okay, for every two customers you bring to me, I give you one free, like you get one free, like a bonus design. People get to know, okay, this is what this person is saying, even without you talking, without you telling them this is what I meant. So a good design adds value. Number one, it increases customers interaction. Like people interact more with your brand. You look at, let's make example of the Premier League. For many of us that watch football, for every, you see designs from this particular brand, their design, you understand even before them saying, you don't even have to write as much text as possible. When you see this image, you see the ball in this particular position, you see a player with this, you know what they are talking about. So that's an example of how design can add value to a brand. So number two, I said it captures your customer's attention. Like the example of the image I showed you that time. Me looking at it, I want to give it a try. I want to give that, okay, what is this image trying to, can this image really do what this thing is? Can this brand do what this image is trying to tell me? Can it do what this design is trying to tell me? So by that, it captures your customer attention. It brings more presence for you. Imagine someone seeing this Coca-Cola image I showed you that time. I want to ask, can this Coca-Cola really fuel my thought? And you feel like, okay, let me have a taste, let me have a try. And with that, you keep on attracting more customers, you keep on capturing your customer attention to you. This is what I do, this is what my brand can do for you, this is what we can offer, this is what we can give to you, this is what You get to learn. This is what you get to know. This is what you get to get. This is what you get when you are in use with my design. So number two, like I said, it captures your customer's attention. It captures attention even from afar. For people who use iPhones, the moment you see somebody using a phone and you see the Apple logo, that beating Apple logo at the back, and this person is using iPhone, this person is using this. Even the moment you see 3 cameras, you see 4 cameras, you get on that, okay, this person is using. Those are examples of values that design can add to our brands, to our organizations. It captures the customer attention, even without you being there. Number 3, I said it keeps your customers interested, like it keeps them interested in what you are doing. The first time I tasted this particular drinks, I don't know if it was Fearless or I forgot the other one. There's one particular drink, maybe Fearless. The first time I tested it was because of the video I saw, the way they were able to advertise that particular drink. I was like, wow, let me try it. Can this really do what these people are trying to say? They're just trying to bring me to their brand to taste it. So that was what brought me to the brand, brought me to the drink. Like, okay, let me try it. Do you understand? So number 3, I said it keeps your customer interested. It brings the interest of your customer. For example, when I was talking about Premier League, for people who follow Premier League very well, when you see their designs, you want to see more. What design is Premier League bringing to us today? What are they bringing to us today? Or let me make use of Nike. You want to see, okay, what is Nike doing again today? What design are they doing? You keep on being interested. Or for example, Google. For many of us that use Google, you see that when you go to Google on some days, the way they write their Google is different from the normal way they write it. Sometimes they make use of earth to depict their Google. They make use of shape. They make use of color. So, just rotating the design, making us glued. They make with the customers, they make us glued to that particular brand. You yourself, we don't want to leave it. So those are examples of values that design can add to our brand. And okay, and that's that for that. Moving on to the next point. Can we still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to the next, I said it's time saving and cost effective. So imagine the stress that Apple I'll make use of Apple because it's a no brand. Okay. Or imagine the stress that Bincom would have gone through, taking a microphone, renting a car, and going around and announcing that, okay, we'll be having a graphic or we'll be having a meetup today at so place, at so time. Imagine the stress and imagine the costs and imagine the time that would have been used. But to save the time, to save the cost, to save everything, all we have to do is just create a nice flyer that depicts what we want to do, that depicts what we want to have today, what we're having now. We create a flyer that depicts. So those are one of the ways design add values. It saves time and it reduces costs. Imagine the cost of creating these designs. It's not as expensive as those brands trying to get PR people trying to advertise, do this, do that, go from house to house. No, that's why you see brands, they just make a big billboard on the road, on our roads, on our way to our offices, to our schools. You just see the billboard and you already know what they're talking about. That saved them the time, and saved them because that alone has brought like 2 or more customers to them, 300 of thousands of customers to them. So one of the ways design add value is what it saves times and is cost effective. Moving on from there, there's this last point I wrote. I said, design does the talking when no one does the talking. I love that particular point. That's one of the ways design add value. It does the talking when no one does the talking. Like when no one does the talking, when you are not even talking, when your staff is not talking, when you, the CEO, is not talking, when you, the owner of the brand, is not talking, your design is talking for you. Imagine for most of us that are using, most of the people that are using iPhone in Nigeria, there was not one time that the owner of iPhone came to meet them that, this is what I'm doing, iPhone, this is what it can offer. It has a good camera, you can snap very well, it has good camera quality, it has design. But the images that they've been able to show us, the design they've been able to communicate to us, we already know what they are doing. We already know what they are offering. We already know this is what they are doing. Like, okay, for example, like Premier League. family did not have to come and meet us that, okay, subscribe to watching football, subscribe to our page, know the informations, the match play today, this or that. No, but the designs they keep giving us week in, week out, day in, day out, already know what they are doing. So even without them doing the talking, you say that it's even the customers that will be doing the talking for it. This is what they do, this is what they do, this is what they do. So that's one of the ways that design can add values to our brands, to our organization. So overall, there are many values that design can add to our brand. But the first thing is what? To get the design right. The design you want to take to the public, get it right. Are you using is it honest? Is it aesthetic? Is it like carrying the necessary information that you want your customers to see? So those are some of the values that design adds to our brand. Number one, I said it increases customers' interaction, it captures your customers' attention, it keeps your customers interested. Like they have interest in what you are offering, even though it's costing them, but they have interest. We all know the amount we spend on watching football week in, week out, but because we know what we are getting, we know, okay, this is what Family has to offer to us. We keep on Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I hear.
Okay, so like the iPhone 14 that Apple is trying to release and launch to the public now, we will see that they don't have to come and tell us this is what they do, but because we already know what they've been offering, design, what their brand have been offering us, we keep on subscribing to it. Although it costs us much, but we keep on subscribing to the brand, we keep on subscribing to Apple, we keep on buying more of Nike clothes, we keep on buying more of Balenciaga products, we keep on buying shoes from Adidas, we keep on buying things from Apple, keep on buying big Apple drinks, keep on buying Fearless and all of that because we know what they have been offering. We know they keep our interest, they keep it glued to their brand, through their designs, through even the bottles of their products, the way they package it, everything. From there, they add value to the brand and they increase their customer. Because in everything we do, one of the things we are into it is the monetary aspect, the more impact we can have on public. So that's why I'm trying to talk about the value it can have on customers. So far as I know, for a particular brand that's trying to trying to build a new name, you can't just come and you want to compete with Apple and you are not bringing something spectacular, something different. So you have to come with something different. So that's why I'm trying to talk about the monetary, the financial aspect of it, the economic aspect of it, the values that design can add to our brands. So moving on from there, I'll be talking about the design entities that can create and add values. Yeah, we talk about good designs and we talk about the values that design can add to our products, to brands, to organizations, even to ourselves personally. You see people nowadays, when they want to talk about it, they just create a file of themselves, add their image, and write a little bit about of themselves and post, and people get to know them better. So what are those design entities that can create and add value? What are those designs or components that can add value? The number one thing I would say is a logo, a custom logo. One of the, should I say, biggest thing a brand can have that can distinguish a brand is the logo. Like I wrote, I said, it establishes credibility. It creates brand recognition. For example, there's no place you will see the Bincom logo and we know, okay, this is Bincom logo. It differs from Google logo. It differs from Starbucks logo. It differs from Amazon logo. It differs from Apple logo. So number one design entity that can create value is a logo. So for every brand trying to come out up there, or you are a designer, you are trying to create an image for a brand outside there, and the person is telling you, I need a flyer, and you are trying to tell the person this is what you need. You have to another the first one of the entities that can create value, like our first speaker said, that will show beyond just creating designs, beyond just delivering flyers, delivering mock-ups, delivering landing page, we should understand that what we are adding value. We are adding value to the public. We are adding value to those brands. So that you can, they could say that, okay, this person behind all these designs, this person behind all these values, behind all these images that you are seeing. So can we still hear him, please?
Yes.
Okay, so like I was saying, the first thing is the logo. One of the things that distinguish Apple is the logo. One of the things that distinguish Google is their logo. Like name brands out there. One of the things that distinguish them, that add values to them, is their logo. The use of the color in their logo, the image, how it looks like. Nobody will see Apple logo anywhere and say, no, this is Nike logo. And nobody will see the Premier League logo and say, no, this is Bundesliga logo. And nobody will see let me think of it back. We see Amazon logo and say, okay, this is what's the Jumia logo. No, it's different. They are different entities. So one entity you can use to add value, to create or add values to brands, to customers that comes to us for work, is creating a custom logo for us. And it's beyond just sitting down and giving them one particular image. When it's people, they just come up with different tests and say this is a logo. But there must be a difference in it. We are trying to create a logo for somebody, the difference must be there. So like I wrote, I said, why there are many factors to building an impactful logo and visual identity, a major influence on your logo success is its color palette, the use of color. So your brand choice of color scheme is one of the most crucial in determining how the public may interpret your business. I wrote, I said, examine the market trend in your industry and understanding what colors your customers respond to may make all the difference. As if a new brand will be coming today that is doing the same thing Apple is doing, they will have to come with something different, come with a new thing that people will see, come with a new design that can add value to people, but different from what Apple has been offering to us. So before you can say one of the things that can add value to our designs, to our brand, is what is a custom logo. And number two, I wrote here, social media. Social media. Nowadays, the COVID-19 era has brought social media even to more limelight. Yeah, it has been in limelight before, but it has brought it to more limelight. The social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, the Instagram, the Twitter, many more, LinkedIn, Twitch, talk of Snapchat, talk of TikTok. People advertise on TikTok, they do TikTok. So social media, the example of the place where we can add values. To brands. Some of the way that the designs that we post on our social media accounts, on our social media pages, design we offer to our customers, we determine the value we add to them. We design that, like I was talking about Premier League, if you go to their Facebook page, you see the designs they upload there on a daily basis, you see the difference there. See, it adds values to them, it adds values to us also. We see what we want, we can get what we want from them. So that's talking about social media. Facebook, like I said, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram.
Please round up in 5 more minutes, please.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, so okay, that's for social media. And also away from that is your advertisement. That example of design is they are still under designs. Your advertisement, we can't talk more. We can't talk more about the psychological effects that branding has on customers, like your advertisement, like the Coca-Cola image I was saying. The effect we have on somebody who is just new to the brand. Okay, what was this person trying to tell me here? What is this person trying to offer? So our advertisement, the designs we use in advertisement, they can add values to our brand also. The chances that I would say that the chances that your ad will convert prospects without a hero image, a strong graphic element, and a clear call to action is slim. So the chances that your ad will convert prospects, will bring customers to you without using good images, clear call to action, graphic element is very slim. So for every designs we upload there on social medias for advertisements, you must be able to, let it depict the image of the brand, have strong graphic element that people will understand what you are trying to communicate to them. Above all, what you are trying to say is that your design are designs that will give us the problem. Let people know what you're trying to say, so it can add the required value that I want you to add. So lastly, like I wrote here, website for brands that are just coming up, we make use of website also. So to engage prospects, you have websites that we use to bring more customers, bring more people, bring more clients, and you can't have those things without engaging a good website designer, a person who's good at designing a website landing page, a good website page for you. So those are some of the design entities I wrote here that can create and add values to brands, that can even to ourselves also. So rounding up, I said, the value of design has always been a difficult thing to understand. So, it has been, you can say particular design and say, wow, I love this. Another person will say, no, this is wrong. So it has been difficult to understand, to even quantify it. But regardless of that, you need to understand that this design, there are the things that add value to brands, they add values to organizations, to our companies. Like I said earlier, 90% of information transmitted to the human brain is visual. People communicate image faster than text. So I would say the main reason people prefer graphics and image to text is what? The speed of absorption. The speed of absorption. People absorb image, they understand image better than text. So to round it up, like I said, I talked about the design, the value of design, the way design add value. The best thing we can do as a designer is to be able to combine words, combine text, combine images, combine fonts, combine lines, combine art, to be able to communicate values for the brand you are working for. Not just creating design for the sake of creating design, but creating design because you want to add value, you want to add change, you want to add something different, creating something unique to the brand you are working for. So that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that presentation. Now I have questions you want to ask anybody. You have questions, now is the time for all questions you can add. Yeah. Anybody questions, anybody?
I already dropped my question in the chat box.
Okay. Any other person with questions? Okay, you don't have anything like that. Okay. So there's no question. I would
There is, but maybe she will first after.
share my
I have a question about how to monetize our design. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm asking about how to monetize our designs. What platform can we use to monetize it?
Hello.
Sir.
Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Josephine was trying to say, she was trying to say something I cannot hear.
Josephine, come again. They said they can't hear you. Sorry, are you talking, Josephine?
Okay, Josephine, we cannot hear you. I think your network is frustrating. But I heard Sophia Lawal question. She asked how she can monetize her design. Can everybody hear me?
Early commerce just
Sorry, please, is anybody talking or no questions for the speaker? So we can move on to the next.
I dropped the question for you.
I already got my question in the chat box too.
Okay, I can't see any question in the chat box. In the chat box. I only heard of Sophia Lawal, a question. She said, how can she monetize her design?
Okay, let me say it now, sir. So my question is, how do you, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
My question is, how do you manage a client who has not been on social media before? How do you start up such a client? And I want to know your experience. Have you had experience with such a client before? How did you go about it? How were you able to start up with a person and all that, sir?
Okay. Okay. Okay, so let me. Okay, so I've heard your question. Yeah. So first of all, you have to have a process. Hope you can hear me, Mr. Bitemi.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, you have to have a process that you go through, especially if your client is not on social media. I'm guessing that they don't know what they want. Are you getting? There are so many clients like that. Like some I even give you a design job and give you only the name of the company, and then they tell you to go and come up with a branding for the company. I have somebody that does shoemaking. Very, very good leather. She does leather quality shoes. She does bag, belts. She does so many things. In fact, she was the first person I found out that she structured the belt in a way that is in black and is in brown. You can change it. So she's very, very good at what she does, and she wanted the branding for her company. And so what does she give me? She gave me only the name of the company. I was like, no, we are going to have a session. I want to have a session with you, a session to clarify all of my questions so that I can get to know more about your company. So I sent, so I have this form that I got from one of my friends that I follow on social media. His name is Ajala. Victor, I think it's Victor Ajala. So he did his branding section, and then he released some kind of question that you can always ask your client. That you can always ask your client. So some of these questions are, why do you want this logo? What are the other logos that you've seen that you do not like? What and what and what? So this question is just to kind of create a connection between you and that person so that you can create a memorable brand for the so are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I'm getting you, sir.
So this is what I'm going to do for you. Time is not by our side. So chat me up. You can send me a mail. I will forward you the branding questionnaire so that you have it. You have a look at it. Anybody that does not, don't know how, just take a look at the branding. And I'll also forward you some videos that you can also use so that you can know how to talk with your client. So you get me.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. So Mrs. Sophia Lawal, now to monetize your design, first of all, you must get to a certain level. Whereby you must continue to do it little by little. Everything just can't come up at the same time and boom, you are a graphic designer that so many knows about. It takes time, it takes process. So what I would advise is, first of all, create maybe an Instagram account, or you can use Binance. Continue to upload your works, upload your design on those platforms. Now, when you have a very, very good portfolio, then it's either that your referral list is going to grow, or if you want to monetize your design, you can go on Fiverr or FreePick. Yes, go to FreePick. If you go to FreePick, there are some processes that you have to follow. You upload some of your design, you can come up with background, you can come up with logo, and then you upload. So every time that somebody comes to that FreePick and download your resources, you are going to be paid. That is one way that I know that you can monetize your design. I also know that if you stay in this design field for a very long time and people have known you, the people will start coming, referral from here and there, and before you know it, you're making money. I'm so sorry. That's a very short way of answering your question. I would have loved to go further. I would have loved to go further, but time is not on our side. All
right, thank you. I think we've come to the end of today's event. Thank you for joining. Thanks to the speaker for impacting us with knowledge. We actually have another event on the channel, right?